everybody. I am back with a new story. Last time I did Hanukkah story. So today I have a Christmas story for all of you. So I know that most of you know the story how the Grinch stole Christmas, but what happens after that, right? Don't you always wonder what happens after that? So today I have how the Grinch lost Christmas. So it's kind of like the sequel. So I'm going to share this with you guys today. How the Grinch lost Christmas. Up high on Mount Crumpet, just north of the Who's, a Who just delivered the day's Whoville news. The cave on Mount Crumpet was home to the Grinch, who sprung from his cave just enough, plus 1 inch. To sail down in Whoville from high up above it, tomorrow was Christmas, and speaking there of it, my heart, grinned the Grinch, has grown quite a bit of love. The Grinch has been patiently waiting all year to celebrate Christmas and bring the Who cheer, and to show every Who he was different now. I changed, thought the Grinch, and I'll prove it. But how? So you remember in How the Grinch Stole Christmas? He hated Christmas and everything about it. But now, this Christmas, he's changed. He's not the same, and he has to prove that he's not the same person he used to be. He doesn't hate Christmas anymore. While eating his breakfast of Who hash and rye, the newspaper there in the chair caught his eye. A contest in Whoville tomorrow at 3 to see who can make the most Christmassy tree. So it's a contest to make the best Christmas tree. Then he got an idea, a crafty idea. The Grinch got an awfully crafty idea. What do you think his idea is going to be? Remember the last time his idea was to steal Christmas? Well, let's see what his idea is now. He laughed in his throat. I know just what to do. Then the Grinch grabbed a pencil and he drew. With a plan in his hand, the Grinch hiked to Hoo, where he found the most Christmassy tree that he could. And he chopped at the tree with his tree chopping axe till the tree was chopping and fell down right next to Max. Remember, Max is his dog. And last time he used him as a reindeer. Then they hiked their way home with the tree on their backs. See, he has a tree on his back. And this book, just like the other one, is a rhyming story. Our cellar has all the things we will use to start decorating our tree for the Who's. Grab ribbons, he shouted, grab bunches of bows, grab plenty of these and a big pile of those. Bring everything reddish and everything greenish and every last colorful thing in betweenish. Right, because red and green are the colors of Christmas. Sorry, guys. A win, 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 he grinchiously hummed, and then all of a sudden he heard someone coming. Now who could that be? Said the Grinch with a sneet. He turned around fast, and then who should appear? Right there in the hallway stood Cindy Lou Who, the sweetest of all the Who's that he knew. Hello, she explained. I have something to ask. I do hope it isn't a bothersome task. I've come here to ask a small favor, you see, and if you have time, can you make one for me? Remember Cindy Lou Who? The Grinch interrupted her tiny request. My dear, he replied, it really would be best to ask me tomorrow on Christmas, you see. Right now, I must finish my prize-winning tree. So she's asking him for a favor, but he's trying to get his tree ready for the contest. Perhaps I can help you, sweet Cindy Lou Who said, but the Grinch simply patted the Who on her head. Then he shooed her outside and replied, don't be silly. Do run along home now before it gets chilly. Throughout the whole day and late into the night, he worked on the tree till the tree was just right. I've done it, he shouted. It's perfectly grand. I hope that it shows every who in this land what wonderful Christmassy spirit I found. I know in my heart that I'm sure to be crowned. And there's the tree. At a quarter past dawn, with the sun rising fast, the Who's were awake. It was Christmas at last. The bells around Whoville were ringing and dinging. The Who's down in Whoville were merrily singing. The Grinch ran outside and cried, "Christmas is here!" And the sound of the ringing and sing-along cheer. Remember last Christmas, he was all upset and he didn't want Christmas to happen. Now he's all excited for Christmas. And when the time came for the Grinch to depart, he lowered the sleigh and took off like a dart, sledding down, 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 down in the Whoville town square. And there he is going down with his tree. Ooh, look at his tree. Contestants, the Grinch heard the mayor declared, it's time for the judges to judge all your trees. The rest of you Who's have a seat, if you please. Then the trees were lined up from the tallest to smallest. The Grinch's tall tree with the tallest of allest. And down the end to the far, far right was Cindy Lou Who with his much smaller height. And if you see his tree is the tallest one, and everyone else's is much smaller. When the mayor announced who had taken third place, the Grinch felt the Christmas filled his heart start to race. And now the mayor said, without further ado, the lucky contestant who placed number 2 lives high on Mount Crumpet. We're thrilled that he's here. The Grinch wins second place trophy this year. And the Grinch, he felt a shock. Why do you think he's shocked? Right? He thought he was going to get first place. He's like, second place? He felt it start shrinking, and so it is told that there in the square, the Who's were near it, and certainly saw and sure they could hear it. Look at the Grinch's face, right? He is not very happy that he got second place. The moment the Grinch lost his Christmassy spirit, his arms started itching, his legs started twitching, and both of his eyes started twitching and itching. And that Christmas-filled heart, well, it shrank. I've been robbed, said the Grinch, and I'm through with this town. The Grinch stuffed the chimney in his ramshackle sleigh, and he lunged it and tugged it and hauled it away. And as Max tried his hardest to get him to stay, the Who's were all speechless, unsure what to say. So is he happy? No, look how upset he is. He's like, I'm done with all of you. I've had it. And he takes his tree away. He's really mad that he got second place because he worked so hard on his tree. He really thought he was going to get first place. And the Grinch climbed and climbed as his heart grew more frozen. Right? Remember his heart in the first one, in the Grinch Stole Christmas, his heart was super small, and then it grew 3 sizes. Well, now his heart is starting to get smaller and smaller again. Well, back at the contest, a winner was chosen. Today, on this merriest day in the land, the mayor declared with the Who horn in hand, I give you our winner. She's not more than 3. It's Cindy Lou Who has made the best tree. So who won? Right, Cindy Lou Who won. The Who girl had asked every Who there that day to make her an ornament that she could display to celebrate Whoville and everyone in it. She entered the contest not thinking she'd win it, right? She never thought she would win. But she asked everybody in the town to help her. And the Grinch heard the mayor from high on the peak that Cindy Lou Who grabbed the Who horn to speak. I want to make all of Whoville a tree with ornaments, each of you who made for me. But there's one ornament missing, you see. Who's missing? Who did make her an ornament? Right, remember she went to go see the Grinch and she asked the Grinch to make her an ornament. And he said no, that he's too busy. He was making the tree. And the whole town of Whoville was there in a limb except for the Grinch. So she called out to him, now please, Mr. Grinch, I saved you a spot. You're someone we who like an awfully lot. This tree is for Whoville. You're part of it too. I hope you can hear me, said Cindy Lou Who. So she's asking the Grinch to come. She's like, everybody's here except for you. And you're a part of Whoville. We need you. Cindy Lou's voice stopped the Grinch in his tracks. He looked down at Whoville and then looked down at Max. I thought, the Grinch puzzled, in a prize-winning tree would prove to the Who what today means to me and show them for certain I truly belong, but perhaps I was wrong and belonged all along. Remember, he wanted to do this tree so bad to show that how he really feels about Christmas and how he feels about the Who's and how he changed. And now he's starting to realize that he didn't have to do all that, that he was part of Whoville. And Cindy Lou Who told him that you do belong. And maybe, just maybe, we all win instead by being together at Christmas, he said. And there in that crumpet, if you've been near it, you would have been able to see it and hear it. And the moment his heart grew a few sizes more, to more than the heart has ever grown before. So his heart was, in the first one, his heart was very small. Then it got big at the end. And his heart was big in the beginning of this one. And then it got small when he got second place. But now after he hears Cindy Lou Who and realizes, wow, I do belong and everyone loves me, now his heart is getting super big. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch and his dog was back on their sleigh, and the Grinch placed his ornament on the small tree, and he lifted it high so the whole town could see. And the Who's all hooray! And they jumped to their feet as the Grinch grinned and said, now our tree is complete. Then the mayor declared, we have nothing to do to make it official for Cindy Lou Who. Would you do the honors? He pointed and said. And the Grinch, see, he's holding up the tree. And the Grinch, oops, hold on, everybody. He himself placed the crown on her head. So he wanted everybody to know that he changed and now he loves Christmas. And he thought by doing this contest that he could prove it to anyone, but he didn't have to do that. He just had to show some Christmas spirit and that he did belong. And then he came down and he celebrated with everybody and celebrated with Cindy Lou Who. And his heart went super, super big and everybody was super happy. So I hope you enjoyed how the Grinch lost Christmas and then got it back. I hope that everybody has a great holiday season and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.